But you know what we all remember? The beauty that is Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi. And guys, we can rejoice and celebrate together in the return of the king. Because, oh my god, this Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer, it started off really, really good. Like, the first 25, 30 seconds were really, really good. And then John Williams is just like, you know what? Hold my orchestra. And then the rest of the trailer is cinematic perfection. You literally could have just played the music with no visuals, and I would still have my jaw on the floor because, God, the music in the Kenobi trailer was good. Just throw Duel of the Fates in anything, and I'm fine with it. Mixed with a little bit of, what was it? Battle of the Heroes from Revenge of the Sith, and it's just like, oh. But thankfully, this trailer is not just amazing music. This show, I didn't think I could get any more hype for the Kenobi series, just because Obi-Wan Kenobi's been my favorite character ever since Phantom Menace. I love Ewan McGregor. My love for him has only grown, if at all possible, because loved him back in '99, still love him to this day. We've all been wanting to know what's going to happen with Kenobi, because when Disney acquired Lucasfilm, they're like, we're doing a whole bunch of spin-offs, we're doing Solo, we're getting a Boba Fett thing, we're getting a Obi-Wan thing. Then Rogue One kind of had a lot of production issues, and then Solo failed financially, and Josh Trank was a raging alcoholic and trashed a hotel room the night before Star Wars Celebration and made Fan 4 stick, so he got fired. And then this project got stuck in a limbo, and then along comes this thing called Disney Plus, which I think in the grand scheme of things probably saved this, because Kenobi was originally supposed to be a movie, but instead of getting 2 hours, we're getting 6 hours of Kenobi, so I'm super, super down for this. Tied with the fact that the person directing this is Deborah Chow, who did some of the best episodes of Mandalorian, and the return of the secondary king. Ewan McGregor will always be King, but the secondary king, the return of Joel frickin' Edgerton as Owen Lars. Let's go, son. I'm so hyped for this, man. I loved in an interview that Deborah Chow was just like, the greatest thing George Lucas did for us was casting Joel Edgerton as Owen Lars. I'm just like, she knows what's up.
Bro. And it's really cool to think like that was kind of one of Joel's like first like roles, give or take, in Hollywood.
2002.
Yeah, and like now he is an actual star, and it's like, oh, dude, this is so cool. Also, I did not expect to get the feels of Luke pretending to drive a pod racer.
Dude,
I was like,
that hit the heart. Like,
dude, I can't. I'm so excited for this. The Grand Inquisitor, I think, is my only. If I had to nitpick on the trailer, he does look a little off. He looks like a little chubby, a little bit. But you know what? I'll take it. We're going in this direction, and it looks like Wong is playing an Inquisitor as well.
That's not Wong. His name. That's Lewis.
It looks like him.
No, that's Han from Fast and Furious. That's what's his name?
Are you sure?
Yeah, that's Han Fast.
Okay, no, that's
Fast and Furious 9. That is Sung Kang. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I remember he had been cast in it. It's not Wong. But yeah, I'm kind of with you on the Grand Inquisitor. Like, I thought it looked cool in the trailer, and then I saw afterwards, I'm like, oh, that was supposed to be the Grand Inquisitor? But how messed up would it be if he looks like that? And since they can't kill him because we know he dies in Rebels, spoiler alert, like Obi-Wan kind of like squishes his face a little bit by the end of the show. Like, he looks like a normal human, and then it just kind of gets a little compressed by like a trash compactor or something.
Obi-Wan makes some joke of like, oh, you could like maybe he's got him at he's got him beat or whatever. He's like, you would have won if you lost some weight or something. No. You know what? What I don't need is Obi-Wan making fun of fat people. That is not something I need. Okay.
But I mean, Obi-Wan is known for puns. Like, come on now.
You're not wrong.
But the problem is with the Inquisitors, as cool as it looks, well, we know one of them could die, but the rest of them are pretty safe. Like, Sung Kang's character is like fifth brother or something, who we know for a fact is in Rebels, or like sixth sister, I think, is like, she's clearly in Rebels. Same with Grand Inquisitor. The one Inquisitor that we have not seen before, she could probably die. We've never seen her before. But using the Inquisitors, that's a great idea. And I know some people were upset when it came out last week that they're like, well, Maul was originally written for the show, but Dave Filoni kind of came along and rewrote it, and people were like, why didn't you do Maul? Y'all didn't watch Rebels. You can't use Maul. And whether you like Rebels or not, Rebels is canon. You can't just uncanonize something just because some people didn't see it. Granted, my theory is when this Kenobi project was supposed to be a movie back in like 2016-ish, Kenobi versus Maul probably was the plan, but this project got delayed so much that they didn't know whether or not they'd even be able to do this movie. So that storyline kind of slid in to Rebels, which has happened a lot in animated form, of storylines will eventually resurface somewhere. Like there's that footage for years of Boba Fett versus Cad Bane in a deleted episode of Clone Wars that eventually came true in Book of Boba Fett. So I think they wanted to tell the Maul story, but didn't know if they would ever get a chance to. So that's why I ended up in Rebels. You just can't decanonize Rebels, though, because it complicates a lot of things. So I appreciate, though, that Filoni stepped in and was like, we can't do Maul. I'm still on the fence about Vader, though, coming back, just because it's like, but we had them in a big epic fight. However, I'm okay with Hayden Christensen coming back if he's used for flashback scenes to actually get us to care about Obi-Wan and Anakin, because even as a kid and still to this day, I don't buy the brotherhood and the friendship between Obi-Wan and Anakin if you're just looking at the live action movies. I know the Clone Wars did a lot of good in showing this friendship, but the live action movies, which is what most people have seen, sorry Clone Wars fans, the movies don't do a good job of it. Basically, you get him when he's a little kid, and then you immediately flash forward 10 years. Hey, remember that time that I saved you from a nest of Gundarks? That was fun. We're friends, right? And then the rest of the movie splits them up. What I don't get is so much of the prequels splits our characters up. Like, Obi-Wan and Anakin share barely any screen time together. And also, like, character-wise, for the first half of Attack of the Clones, Obi-Wan acts more like Anakin should, and Anakin acts more like Obi-Wan should. It's super, super weird. But if we get some flashback scenes, and actually I get to care about Anakin more and his friendship with Obi-Wan, then I'm down. That being said, you could have Obi-Wan Kenobi drinking green milk from that thing in Last Jedi for 6 hours, and I will still watch those as soon as the episode drops every night because it's Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm much less apprehensive than I thought I would be. And I think part of that's because I'm comparing to my feelings on Boba, because even with the trailers, even with like the first couple episodes, I was still very apprehensive of what we were doing with the show. Whereas this is like, nah, like I don't care how this goes. I am down and ready to rock.
Also,
I am excited about Hayden. I genuinely, I want more of what that small snippet we saw of them in Revenge of the Sith.
Why are there good camaraderie scenes in elevators?
Yeah, like
Revenge of the Sith. It's in an elevator. Are you going, did you press the stop button? No, did you? Did you press the stop button? No, did you? Did you press the stop button? That's something else. But I actually did you kind of pick up on this from the trailer? I'm getting some Fallen Order vibes from this. Of like, what's the way to draw out a Jedi? Is patience. They can't help what they are. Which that's exactly how Cal Kestis got exposed in the Fallen Order game, was more or less just like I can't not help someone in a situation type of thing. So I really like that, of just like, it's a weird analogy, but go with me. It's like in the show Krypton, that 2-season show on sci-fi that no one watched. They bring this great question of Superman's great-grandfather is made aware of what will happen to Krypton, but he knows it's the right thing to do not to do anything. He's like, do I save the lives of millions of people, but in the process, the galaxy doesn't get a Superman? So what's more valuable? This one specific life that'll save billions, or the death of millions? To a smaller extent, that's kind of what we're seeing here with Kenobi, of just like me intervening here and saving maybe a dozen or 2 dozen people, or maybe even hundreds of people. Is that worth it when I need to be protecting the one person that could essentially save millions and billions? I love that type of struggle with a character of just like, it's such a tough ask of any character. Also, Liam Neeson has to be in this, right? Like, he has to be, because they set it up in Revenge of the Sith that you've got to learn some things from your former master.
There's no way that he doesn't show up as Force Ghost. I think I could totally see, like, it's gonna get introduced to us in the show, like in the most casual way, like Obi-Wan, picture like in Ratatouille when he's got the ghost of the chef following him around, like talking, like it's like he's there all the time. Obi-Wan like goes into his hut or something, and he's like, yo, why can't I just, and then here comes Qui-Gon, like, nah bro, like this is why, like, hey, let's talk about what you need to do. This is stupid, this is what the Jedi Order would say, but this is what I say. Like, I could totally see that kind of stuff. It would be a lot of fun. I'm really excited for it. I don't see any way I can not be excited for it. Yeah, let's go.